Deinonychus was the dinosaur that proved these animals weren't slow, cold-blooded lizards, but high-energy, feathered killers. We are about to witness the arrival of a predator that rewrote the rules of biology. The morning mist is hiding a masterpiece of evolution. Brain was one of the largest relatives to its size in the dinosaur kingdom, dedicated entirely to the geometry of the kill. You will see how a single blink can signal the end of a life, but before he strikes, he must find his footing. Deinonychus walked on only 2 toes to keep its primary weapon razor sharp and off the dirty ground. Witness the silent precision of a 5-inch blade that never touches the earth. The weapon is being prepared for its reveal. This terrible claw wasn't a knife for slashing, but a pinning tool designed to lock prey in place. We will explore the terrifying mechanics of raptor prey restraint that allowed it to take down giants. The target is finally in sight. Tenontosaurus outweighed a Deinonychus by more than 10 to 1, yet they lived in constant fear of the shadow in the grass. Experience the false sense of security that defines the Cretaceous morning. The shadow is already moving. Its feathers provided more than just warmth. They acted as a silent cloak that allowed it to glide through the brush without a sound. See how the terrible claw becomes a ghost in the green. Balance is the key to the ambush. Bony rods in the tail turned it into a high-speed rudder, allowing for acrobatic turns that no other predator could match. Witness the biological engineering that allows a biped to hunt with the stability of a machine. The tension is about to explode. Deinonychus could jump further and faster than any modern athlete, using its wings for stability mid-flight. Experience the raw power of a half-second launch that closes a 30-foot gap in an instant. You are now the target. At 30 miles per hour, the forest floor becomes a high-speed labyrinth where every second is a calculation of death. You are seeing the world as the raptor sees it, a series of obstacles to be conquered. The wall of meat is dead ahead. A full-grown Tenontosaurus weighed over a ton, possessing a tail that could snap a raptor's ribs like toothpicks. Experience the terrifying scale of a battle where the predator is at a massive physical disadvantage. The air is about to go cold. For a predator this small, a head-on collision is suicide. He must wait for the perfect opening. Feel the crushing pressure of a heartbeat that is stopped in anticipation of the first strike. One wrong move will end it all. Deinonychus used complex feinting maneuvers to bait their prey into exposing a vulnerable neck or flank. Witness the high-speed psychological war that precedes the physical impact. The trap is being sprung. In the Cretaceous, silence was the most dangerous sound of all. Wait for the strike. This is the face of the raptor that launched a scientific revolution, changing our vision of dinosaurs forever. Discover how a wolf-sized killer became the most iconic predator of the North American floodplains. The proof of his power is waiting in the stone. A single claw found in 1964 shattered every modern myth about the prehistoric world. You are about to enter the era of the active, intelligent, and terrifying Deinonychus. The journey into the North American wilderness begins now. The Cloverleaf Formation was a vast, shifting labyrinth of river deltas that supported some of the most specialized killers in history. You are about to see how this dynamic landscape dictated every rule of the raptor's hunt. The stage is set for a masterclass in survival. These forests were among the first to see the arrival of flowering plants, fundamentally changing the flavor of the world. Witness the birth of a new ecosystem that provided the perfect cover for a feathered ghost. But the light is merely a distraction for what moves below. Insects in this era had already spent millions of years perfecting the art of the aerial hover. We are observing the calm moments of a world that is usually defined by explosive violence. The stillness is about to be shattered. A single layer of mud can record the interactions of an entire community for 70 million years. You will learn to decipher the ancient traffic patterns that guide our understanding of the hunt. Every print is a ghost of a decision. Tenontosaurus was the cornerstone of this ecosystem, providing the primary fuel for the raptor's high-speed metabolism. Witness the peaceful routine of a titan that is being watched from every shadow. The distance is their only defense. In the cloverleaf, the wind doesn't just move the plants, it provides the sonic camouflage for a stalking killer. We will see how a hunter uses the environment's own rhythms to hide its approach. The grass is hiding more than just wind. Seasonal droughts turn these lush valleys into brutal arenas where every drop of water was worth a life. Experience the desperation of a world waiting for the clouds to break. The earth is ready to soften. The return of the rain resets the landscape, turning hard ground into a perfect medium for recording the next chase. Witness the transformation of the world into a slippery, dangerous theater. The tracks are becoming fresh again. The rivers of North America were the primary architects of the land, carving new hunting grounds every season. You are looking at the mirror of the sky, where the coming storm is already visible. The water is a warning. Fresh raptor tracks are the signature of a predator that never stays in one place for long. Discover the unique two-toed gait that identifies the most efficient killer of the early Cretaceous. The hunter has just passed through. In this world, a carcass is a magnet for every scavenger within 5 miles. We are seeing the aftermath of a feast that proves nothing is ever wasted in the wild. The bones are a hint of what is to come. A storm shadow can drop the temperature 10 degrees in a matter of seconds, signaling a shift in the forest's power. You will feel the tension as the environment prepares for a blackout. The hunters are moving into position. When the sun sets, the cloverleaf becomes a world of sound and shadow where the raptor's senses are at their peak. Experience the nocturnal landscape where the hunter is truly invisible. The night belongs to the terrible claw. Raptors use the deceptive light of the moon to close the gap on prey that was virtually blind in the dark. We are entering the predator time, where every shadow is a potential strike. The moon is a killer spotlight. As the light returns, the hierarchy of the forest is reset once again for another day of survival. You have witnessed the transition from a world of peace to a theater of war. The hunt is about to resume. Deinonychus was the blueprint for a new era of paleontology, a creature that looked more like a giant hawk than a lizard. We are about to peel back the layers of a body designed for high-performance lethality. The secret of the raptor starts with its frame. Its narrow skull allowed for overlapping fields of vision, providing the depth perception required for a high-speed strike. You will see how this predator calculates distance with the precision of a modern bird of prey. But science didn't always see him this way. For nearly a century, we believed dinosaurs were nothing more than sluggish, cold-blooded tail draggers. We are revisiting the shadows of a misunderstood past to see how far we've come. This old myth is about to be shattered, smash cut to the modern reality, an animal capable of outrunning a cheetah and outthinking its prey. Witness the moment science realized that dinosaurs were actually warm-blooded athletes. The revolution is fueled by fire and speed. Each tooth was a serrated blade designed to grip and pull, not just to bite. We will discover how this jaw acted as a vice that prey could never hope to escape. Strength is found in the smallest details. A single bite could deliver over 800 pounds of force, enough to hold a struggling ton of meat in place. Experience the raw mechanical power that anchored the raptor to its victim. But the jaws were only the second weapon. This sickle-shaped claw on the second toe could withstand thousands of pounds of pressure without snapping. You are looking at the most specialized killing tool of the Mesozoic. The entire foot was redesigned for this single purpose. By walking on only 2 toes, the raptor protected its primary weapon from the wear and tear of the forest floor. See the anatomical genius that kept the terrible claw razor sharp for a lifetime. Every step is a calculated act of maintenance. Its hands were built for more than just balance. They were precision tools for grappling and controlling a larger target. Witness the manual dexterity that separated the raptors from every other dinosaur lineage. The hands are the bridge to the kill. A full coat of feathers provided the insulation needed to maintain a high-speed, warm-blooded metabolism. We will explore how plumage turned a reptile into a high-performance hunter. Beauty in the Cretaceous was often a warning. The tail was locked into a rigid rod by a series of bony extensions, making it the ultimate counterbalance. You are looking at the stabilizer that allowed for sharp turns at 30 miles per hour. The rudder's ready for the demo. In a chase, the tail acts as a third leg, allowing the raptor to pivot with more agility than a modern cheetah. Experience the physics of a turn that defies the laws of biology. Momentum is the raptor's plaything. Even a hunter must stop to listen for the heartbeat of the forest. Watch how this predator processes its environment through a hyperactive sensory network. The air is telling him exactly where to find the next meal. Scars are the map of a life lived on the edge of extinction, proof of a survivor who has already won 1,000 battles. Witness the evidence of a conflict that would have killed a lesser animal. Every scar is a lesson learned. Now that we understand the machine, we can witness the true scale of its power. You're about to see how a wolf-sized dinosaur became the most feared name in the North American wilderness. The hunt is stepping into the light. Deinonychus stood just over 3 feet tall at the hip, roughly the height of a human's waist. You will see how its compact size was perfectly tuned for navigating the dense forests of the early Cretaceous. Size is nothing compared to the power of a specialized toolkit. Weighing up to 200 pounds, this raptor occupied the same ecological niche as a modern wolf or mountain lion. Discover the body plan that turned a bipedal dinosaur into the most versatile athlete of its age. But the true terror is found in its signature weapon. The sickle claw on its second toe was 5 inches of pure evolutionary lethality, roughly the length of a human palm. Witness the scale of a tool designed not just to wound, but to anchor. Now see this weapon in its natural rhythm. Its stride was a masterpiece of kinetic energy, fueled by a high-performance, warm-blooded heart. Experience the crushing weight of a presence that owned every inch of the North American floodplain. The silence of the walk is a prelude to the storm. When triggered, Deinonychus could launch into a 30-mile-per-hour sprint in a matter of seconds. You will feel the physical shock of a predator that could close a gap before its prey could even blink. The mud records the force of the launch. Its feet were equipped with specialized pads and claws that provided maximum traction on the slippery banks of the Cloverly rivers. Witness the mechanical engineering that allowed for a silent approach on any terrain. The power begins at the ground. The massive muscle groups in its thighs allowed Deinonychus to leap 10 feet into the air to pin down struggling prey. Experience the raw force of a biological engine built for explosive verticality. But power is nothing without balance. Its rigid tail functioned as a dynamic stabilizer, snapping into position to maintain balance during the most chaotic maneuvers. Watch as a biological rudder turns a high-speed chase into a display of gymnastic precision. The evidence of its passing is permanent. A single swipe could puncture bone and leave a record of violence in the ancient silt. You will see the physical signature of a killer that never needed a second strike. The engine is now running at full capacity. Its high-efficiency respiratory system fueled the long, grueling pursuits that exhausted even the largest herbivores. Feel the internal rhythm of a life form that burned energy at a rate unheard of in its age. The environment is now taking center stage. Specialized hydrophobic feathers allowed the raptor to stay dry and light even in the most torrential Cretaceous storms. Witness the natural shine of an armor that was both beautiful and functional. But beauty often hides a threat. Dozens of backward curving teeth ensured that once a grip was established, escape was impossible. Feel the primal fear triggered by a weapon that has remained unchanged for millions of years. The icon is taking shape. The mere shadow of a Deinonychus was enough to scatter smaller dinosaurs and signal the start of a hunt. Recognize the iconic profile of the predator that became the face of a scientific revolution. The forest is about to swallow him whole. Despite its power, the raptor's greatest strength was its ability to become part of the scenery. Watch as a 200-pound predator vanishes into the foliage with the grace of a ghost. The transition to the hunt is complete. We are leaving the world of stats and scales to enter the brutal reality of the riverbank stalking. Prepare to see the wolf-sized knife in action as it begins its most dangerous game. The prey is already being watched. The Tenontosaurus was the cornerstone of the early Cretaceous food chain, often outweighing its predators by thousands of pounds. We are entering the quiet heart of a world that is about to turn violent. The peace of the riverbank is a fragile illusion. In the wild, being at the edge of the group is the most dangerous place a juvenile can be. You will discover the high-stakes reality of a nursery that exists without a wall. One small gap is all a hunter needs. Deinonychus possessed a binocular vision that could track movement with microscopic precision from over 100 yards away. Experience the terrifying stillness of a killer that has already committed to the strike. The shadow has found its target. Its skeletal structure was so light that a 200-pound raptor could move through wet mud without making a single sound. Witness the silent physics of a stalk that defies the senses. The wind is about to become his greatest ally. A sudden shift in the wind direction can mask a predator's scent, turning a careful stalk into an invisible death sentence. We are feeling the moment the environment handed the raptor the keys to the kill. The hunter has chosen his prize. Predators are the masters of reading weakness, selecting the one individual whose survival odds are the lowest. Experience the high-stakes game of biological selection, where there is no second place. The herd is finally waking up. In an instant, the weight of 1,000 eyes shifts to scan for the one threat they can sense but cannot see. You will feel the pulse of a herd that has just realized the routine is over. But the raptor is already a statue. Stillness is a weapon, allowing the raptor to vanish in the landscape by breaking up its three-dimensional silhouette. Watch as biological engineering turns a living animal into a shadow. The wait is over. Deinonychus could accelerate from a standstill to 30 miles per hour in a handful of explosive strides. Experience the raw velocity of a strike designed to hit before the prey can even turn. The chase has officially begun. A frantic dash for the river is the only hope when a predator has already closed the gap. You will see the physical chaos of a ton of meat and bone trying to outrun a blade. But the raptor is built for the labyrinth. While the prey runs in a straight line, the raptor uses its superior agility to zigzag through obstacles that would stop a larger animal. Witness the geometry of the hunt where speed is secondary to precision. The moment of impact is here. The raptor's leap wasn't just a jump, it was a calculated launch designed to pin down prey with its entire body weight. We are witnessing the mechanics of raptor-prey restraint in full, terrifying motion. The struggle for life has reached its peak. At the point of impact, the force of the raptor's sickle claw can puncture through 3 inches of prehistoric hide. Feel the raw energy of a collision where evolution meets its match in bone and scale. But the prey will not go quietly. A single kick from a ton-sized herbivore carries enough kinetic energy to shatter a raptor's fragile bird-like bones. Witness the massive power of a survivor fighting for its very existence. The danger is at an all-time high. A smart hunter knows that an injury in the wild is as good as a death sentence. Experience the rapid-fire decision-making that allows a predator to disengage and wait for a safer opening. The stalk is over, but the conflict is just beginning. A single misstep here means certain death, as a ton of herbivore muscle can crush a raptor's skull like an eggshell. You will see how the terrible claw survives the most dangerous game of inches in the Cretaceous. The ground itself has become a weapon. Its rigid tail acts as a biological stabilizer, allowing for a 90-degree pivot in a fraction of a second. Witness the acrobatic agility that allows a 100-pound predator to dance around a giant. The dance of death is just getting started. Most predators give up after a failed strike, but the Deinonychus is a specialist in persistence. We are entering the testing phase of the hunt, where every movement is a calculated probe of the prey's defense. He is looking for the one opening that means victory. A quick snap at the legs is often a distraction, meant to force the larger animal into a clumsy, overextended turn. Experience the high-speed psychological warfare used to baffle a 10-foot giant. The distraction is a prelude to the pin. The sickle claw was designed for raptor prey restraint, anchoring the predator to its victim so it can deliver a killing blow. You will see the mechanical perfection of a weapon that locks a target in place. But a trapped giant is at its most dangerous. A single blow from this 500-pound tail can snap a raptor's spine instantly. We are entering the danger zone, where the hunter's ambition meets the prey's survival instinct. The balance of power is shifting. For a Deinonychus, injury is as good as death, making a timely retreat the most vital part of the hunt. Witness the split-second decision to abandon the strike to ensure another day of survival. The battle is paused, but the war continues. When the herd regroups into a wall of scale and muscle, even a pack of raptors is forced to reconsider. Experience the power of the collective that has evolved to survive the most specialized killers on Earth. The hunter is now back in the shadows. He will wait for hours for a single member of the herd to drift just a few feet too far from the safety. You will see why patience is the most underrated weapon in the predator's arsenal. He is counting every heartbeat of the prey. Inside this skull is a biological computer capable of simulating a dozen different attack scenarios in a single second. Witness the cold, ancient intelligence that defines the real raptor. The silence of the forest is about to speak. In the moments after a failed hunt, the forest returns to a heavy, breathless silence that amplifies every sound. Experience the crushing tension of an environment where the absence of a predator is more terrifying than its presence. The wind is the only thing moving. A feigned charge can reveal a prey's hidden injuries or a break in their defensive concentration. Watch as the raptor uses the threat of violence to find the most efficient path to a kill. Every stop is a calculation of risk. For a lone hunter, the line between a full stomach and a broken bone is dangerously thin. We are witnessing the moment of decision that separates the lucky from the dead. Hunger is a powerful motivator, but survival is a requirement. Today, the Tenontosaurus herd will keep its young, but the forest is full of other opportunities for a patient master of the shadows. Discover how a predator manages its failures to ensure a future hunt. He is alive, and he is still hungry. As the sun dips below the horizon, the riverbank prepares for a new set of masters and a different kind of competition. We are about to enter a world of rivals and scavengers, where the meal is only half the battle. The struggle for the carcass begins now. In the humid heat of the early Cretaceous, a single carcass can be detected by scavengers from over 5 miles away. We are about to see how a successful kill attracts a gallery of the forest's most desperate opportunists. The scent of blood is a dinner bell for the entire valley. For a Deinonychus, killing the prey is only half the battle. The other half is defending it from those who would steal it. You will witness the immense physical energy required to claim and hold a territory in the middle of a feast. The master of the kill has arrived. The forest is filled with professional thieves that have spent millions of years perfecting the art of the patient wait. We are entering the world of the shadow watchers, where a single second of distraction is an opportunity. The perimeter is closing in. A display of feathers and teeth is often enough to drive away smaller rivals without risking a physical injury. Discover the sophisticated language of threat that keeps the peace at the carcass site. One morning is usually all it takes. Hunger often overrides the instinct for self-preservation, leading to daring raids right under the predator's nose. Witness the calculated gamble of a scavenger that has nothing to lose. The thief is in the house. The raptor's reaction time is nearly twice as fast as a human's, allowing it to defend its meal with surgical precision. You will see how a near miss serves as the final boundary between a guest and a victim. The line has been drawn. In an instant, the hierarchy is reestablished, and the forest floor is cleared of all but the dominant hunter. Experience the silence that follows a display of raw, predatory authority. But a much larger shadow is beginning to stretch. Even a Deinonychus must look over its shoulder for the giants that roam the cloverly, like the massive Acrocanthosaurus. We are witnessing the arrival of a rival that cannot be scared away with a display of feathers. The power balance is about to break. When two apex predators meet, the air itself seems to freeze as they calculate the cost of a physical confrontation. You will feel the tension of a standoff where both sides know an injury means a slow death. This is the ultimate test of nerves. A larger predator will often concede a small meal if the risk of a puncture wound from a sickle claw is too high. Witness the moment of logic that allows the raptor to keep its prize for one more hour. The ghost has left the clearing. With the threat gone, the raptor must consume as much energy as possible before the next rival arrives. Experience the desperate speed of a meal where every second counts for survival. But nature is preparing to erase the evidence. The return of the rain washes away the scent trails, protecting the raptor's location from other hungry trackers. Watch as the environment resets the theater of war for the coming night. The Earth is hiding its secrets once again. As darkness falls, a new set of scavengers emerges to pick through what the raptor has left behind. You will see how the graveyard of the Cloverleaf is never truly empty, even in the middle of the night. The shift has begun. By dawn, only the calcium-rich ledger of the skeleton remains, a silent record of a life that ended to fuel a dozen others. Discover the efficiency of an ecosystem where nothing, not even the bone, is left to waste. The ledger is now clear. With a full stomach and a sharp claw, the Deinonychus resumes its patrol of the riverbank, ready for the next cycle of the hunt. You have witnessed the grit and patience required to survive as a master of the North American wild. The cycle is ready to repeat. We often imagine raptors as highly coordinated wolf packs, but the reality is far more mysterious. We are witnessing two individuals moving in the same direction, yet they share no obvious bond. Are they a team or just two rivals following the same scent? Unlike true social mammals, these predators often show a cold independence, breaking away from the group without a second glance. You will discover why the pack theory is one of the most debated topics in modern paleontology. The path forward is often a lonely one. When a large meal is at stake, individual hunters often converge on the same target, creating a temporary and volatile alliance. Witness the moment where shared hunger overrides solitary instinct. This isn't cooperation, it's a collision of interests. A sudden high-speed feint can force a ton-sized herbivore to turn its back on a second hidden threat. We are seeing a move that looks like tactical planning, but could simply be the chaos of the hunt. The gamble is about to be tested. While one raptor draws the eye, the second moves into the blind spot with the precision of a silent shadow. Experience the flank impression, where the presence of multiple hunters creates a geometric trap. But a trapped giant is a lethal opponent. A Tenontosaurus defense is a whirlwind of bone-crushing power that can end a raptor's life in a single heartbeat. Witness the brutal reality of a hunt where the predator is outmatched by pure physical mass. The target is fighting back with everything it has. Smart predators know when the risk of injury far outweighs the reward of a meal. You will see how the raptors choose survival over glory, abandoning a hunt that has turned too dangerous. The group is dissolving as quickly as it formed. From the safety of the ferns, they monitor the herd, perhaps waiting for another mistake or a weaker target. Experience the heavy silence of an observation that could last for hours. The team is now just two individuals sharing a viewpoint. Eventually, the solitary nature of the dinosaur returns as one hunter decides to seek easier luck elsewhere. Discover the truth of a life cycle that begins and ends in absolute isolation. The solo reality is the only one that lasts. When the giants are too risky, the raptor turns its focus to the smaller, swifter inhabitants of the floodplain. Witness the precision of a solo strike where there is no room for a partner's mistake. The hunter is now in its element. A successful kill for a lone Deinonychus is a surgical act of high-speed geometry and raw power. Experience the moment when millions of years of predatory design culminate in a single successful heartbeat. The meal has finally been earned. Eating in the shadows is the only way to avoid the unwanted attention of larger scavengers or rivals. Watch as the predator becomes the protector, guarding its hard-won energy in the deep green. Efficiency is the key to his survival. After the hunt, the body must recover, but the mind of a raptor is never truly at rest. Experience the hyper-aware stillness of a creature that can transition from sleep to a sprint in less than a second. Even in repose, he is a weapon. A single snapping twig can trigger a defensive reflex that has been honed for eons. You will feel the tension as the environment signals a new threat or a new opportunity. The cycle of the hunt is ready to reset. To understand how this weapon was forged, we must look back to its very beginning. We are about to enter the most intimate chapters of the raptor's story, from the first crack of the egg to the master of the wild. The life cycle is calling. Like many of its avian relatives, the Deinonychus likely utilized the Earth's own geothermal heat to hatch the next generation of killers. You will discover the high-stakes gamble of a life that begins in the dirt. But the warmth of the sand is the only comfort they will ever know. These leathery eggs were the hardened vessels of a biological revolution containing the DNA of the forest's future master. Witness the fragile start of a creature built for absolute dominance. The countdown to the first strike has begun. From the moment they break the surface, hatchlings are already equipped with the predatory instincts of their ancestors. Experience the raw vulnerability of a 3-ounce survivor in a world of ton-sized titans. Every shadow is a potential threat. Play is actually a lethal rehearsal, where every leap and pivot prepares the body for a life of high-speed pursuit. You will see how a clumsy juvenile refines the physics of the hunt through endless repetition. The forest is his training ground. The signature sickle claw is currently a blunt tool, a promise of the lethality that will come with maturity. Witness the biological slow burn of a weapon that is growing sharper with every passing day. The blade is almost ready for its first test. Early hunts are often exercises in failure, teaching the young raptor that speed is useless without precision. Experience the frustration of a novice killer, learning the rules of the Cretaceous food chain. Every missed strike is a lesson in survival. For a small raptor, fear is the ultimate teacher, etching the silhouettes of predators into its neural map forever. Witness the moment a playful juvenile realizes that in this forest, he is also on the menu. The predator is being born from the hunted. In less than 3 years, the fragile hatchling transforms into a powerful, feathered athlete capable of taking down prey twice its size. Discover the accelerated evolution that allowed the terrible claw to dominate the North American wild. The weapon has been forged. Confidence often outpaces skill, leading subadults into dangerous confrontations they aren't yet ready to win. Watch as a bold attempt at greatness ends in a muddy, desperate escape. Experience is a brutal instructor. This fresh scar is more than a wound. It is a permanent reminder of a mistake that will never be repeated. You will see how pain becomes the foundation of the raptor's perfected hunting style. Wisdom is written in the skin. By adulthood, the Deinonychus moves with a confidence born from 1,000 successful stalks and 100 narrow escapes. See the face of a creature that has mastered the geometry of the North American wilderness. The weapon is finally in control. Territory is claimed through presence and posture, a visual warning that this stretch of the riverbank is no longer open for negotiation. Experience the subtle social cues that keep rivals at a distance without a drop of blood. The king has claimed his ground. As the seasons shift and the rivers dry, the pressure to secure a high-energy meal reaches a fever pitch. You will see how environmental stress forces the predator into increasingly dangerous gambles. The world is getting harder to survive. Hunger is the ultimate motivator, pushing the raptor to ignore the risks of a broken bone for the chance at a final feast. Witness the desperate logic of a hunter who has run out of safe options. The next strike is everything. The world that forged the Deinonychus is beginning to fade, making way for a new era of giants and a different kind of survival. We are entering the final chapter of the terrible claw, where the environment itself becomes the predator. The end is on the horizon. Rapid geological shifts at the end of the early Cretaceous turned lush river deltas into sun-scorched plains in just a few thousand years. We will see how a predator built for the shadows struggles when there is nowhere left to hide. The green world is turning to gold and dust. Ambush predators like the Deinonychus rely on the density of the forest to mask their final, lethal sprint. You will discover why the thinning of the canopy was more dangerous to the raptor than any rival hunter. The sanctuary of the shadows is vanishing. When the river channels shifted, they took with them the predictable movements of the prey that had sustained the raptors for eons. Witness the erasure of the ancient maps that once guided every successful hunt. The routes to survival have been cut off. Desperation forces the Tenontosaurus into new, unpredictable migration patterns that the raptors struggle to track. Experience the chaos of an ecosystem where the old rules of engagement no longer apply. The heartbeat of the forest is skipping beats. Evolution is a ruthless turnover, replacing the familiar grazers with new, more armored rivals that the raptors aren't designed to kill. We are witnessing the arrival of the new guard that will eventually push the terrible claw out of its own world. The faces of the valley are changing. As resources shrink, the competition for every single carcass becomes a desperate, high-stakes war of attrition. You will see how hunger turns even the most skilled hunters into vulnerable targets for their own kind. Every meal is now worth a life. In a world where speed is survival, a single injury from a desperate prey animal can be a slow death sentence. Witness the physical toll of a predator that is starting to run out of luck and time. The engine of the raptor is finally failing. The riverbanks that once echoed with the sound of the hunt are now hauntingly vacant, claimed only by the wind. We are standing in the middle of a world that has already begun its descent into the geological record. The silence is absolute. It takes only a few seasons of dry wind to erase the physical evidence of a dynasty that ruled for millions of years. Watch as the terrible claw vanishes from the landscape, leaving only a ghost in the stone. The memory is turning to dust. The era of the feathered, agile predator ends not with a catastrophe, but with a quiet environmental turnover. You have witnessed the final chapter of a world that was too fragile to survive its own success. The raptor has gone into the dark. For 80 million years, the North American Badlands held a secret that would eventually shatter our understanding of the prehistoric world. You are standing on the very ground where the dinosaur renaissance was born. The Earth is finally ready to surrender its most lethal treasure. This 5-inch arc of mineralized bone changed science forever, proving that dinosaurs were active, agile, and warm-blooded. Witness the iconic blade that transformed a sluggish lizard into a high-performance hunter. The weapon is just the beginning of the evidence. Under the microscope, these fossilized teeth reveal the serrated precision of a creature designed for high-speed grappling. We are looking at the ivory blades that anchored the raptor to the giants of the Cloverleaf. But the true secret of its speed is hidden in its spine. The fossilized rods of the tail provide the physical proof of a biological rudder that defied the laws of lizard-like movement. Experience the architectural genius that allowed a biped to turn with the stability of a hawk in flight. The proof is undeniable. The Deinonychus has vanished from our world, but its legacy as the primal architect of speed remains etched in every bone we find. Our journey through the early Cretaceous is ending, but a new predator is already stirring in the shadows. The hunt never truly ends.